Hello, this is Chris from the Cinema Savvy Movie Podcast, and I'm bringing you another reaction video as well today. We got another trailer, but this is sort of a little bit different to what we usually do. We usually just talk movies, but we've got a new trailer for Series 2 of the Daredevil Netflix series. I know we haven't really strayed into TV all that much, but I wanted to talk about this one because I'm a massive, massive Daredevil fan. He's my favourite Marvel character of all time. X-Men's probably my favourite property, but Daredevil as the character himself, maybe it's because of my love of Batman, and maybe some Daredevil fans will really hate me now, but to me, Daredevil is like the Marvel equivalent of the Batman character. He's got a really fascinating and tragic backstory, unique powers, and in all honesty, I thought Series 1 of the Netflix series was an absolute masterpiece of a character study, of a TV series, just everything. It was like a 13-hour-long movie, tightly written, fantastically written characters just all across the board, phenomenal action, some of the best you'll see in a TV show, and it was just a really, really nice character study on Matt Murdock and the Daredevil character, and Kingpin as well. But anyway, I'm rambling, so we're going to get to the trailer now. I'm going to talk a bit about it afterwards, and we'll see what we're up against for this series. I know that he's up against Punisher, but this is my first time watching this one, so I'm excited. I can't wait to see it, so I'm going to click play now.
One badge.
That sounds like Sleepy Hollow.
Two badge. Billion time. Father, why do I still feel guilty? The guilt means your work is not yet finished.
I love the music.
Downtown office thinks we got a new player in Hell's Kitchen.
What do they want? The DA's office says the shooter's independent. He's tracking gangs to their home turf and taking them out with military precision.
With knowledge and hardware to take out half the city, Hell's Kitchen is about to explode.
This looks awesome already. It's Shane from Walking Dead.
Bang.
Maybe we created him. All of us.
There's no connection.
We never stopped to think that Daredevil's actions could open the door for men like this.
How much longer before innocent people start getting caught in his crossfire? Blood is being shed.
And you donated more than your fair share.
The city needs him.
I need to take care of the scum that killed my family. People don't have
Looks
to
a bit
die.
like Batman.
You hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down. Why are you doing this?
Because I think you're a half measure. I think you're a man who can't finish the job. I think that you're a coward.
You know you're one bad day away from being me. Electra.
Hello, Matthew.
Yes! So trailer part 2 is going to be all about Elektra, I guess. Wow. It looks incredible. Forget all the Marvel films now. This is what I want Marvel to be in the movies. This is awesome because I've heard a lot of people sort of moving more towards TV now. I know it's a bigger commitment because it's more hours, more episodes, everything like that, but there's just so much more character that can be worked into that, and this looks amazing. One of my concerns with Daredevil before Series 1 came out was I think I'm the only human in existence that actually quite likes the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. I know it wasn't 100% accurate to the comic or anything like that, but I thought that the tone, for the most part, was still sort of there, especially at the beginning with his dad and Jack the Devil Murdoch, everything like that, and Kingpin, Michael Clark Duncan, wow. I thought he was perfect casting for Kingpin. The director's cut of that movie is the better version of the film. So if you haven't checked it out and you're thinking of checking it out, definitely watch the director's cut. It sort of came out in that time in the early 2000s where, you know, Fox and just superhero films in general were starting to find their footing, and there were quite a lot of missteps. You had some good ones with like X-Men, Spider-Man, and I'm trying to think of any more. They were the sort of main two. You had Blade as well, Blade 2. I know that they were quite well received at the time as well. But Daredevil, no, I really liked it. And one of my concerns with the new series of Daredevil that was going to come out on Netflix was that I'd seen all the evidence of other Marvel movies in the sort of newer incarnations from like Iron Man onwards. And I thought they can't make Daredevil sort of appeal to like a PG-13 audience. They've got to go R-rated with it, and I was concerned that Marvel like wouldn't have the balls to go all out with it. I saw episode 1 and all of my worries were just swept aside. It was one of the most intense, violent, bleak, depressing sort of landscapes I've ever seen a TV series be set in with Hell's Kitchen. They really captured the essence of the violence and how hard it would be to live in just a crime-ridden place like that. I thought it was amazing. And then with Series 2 coming out, they confirmed Punisher, and I guess they're trying to push Punisher in this trailer because he's a new character they're bringing to it, and that looks like it's going to be the whole narrative arc of the 13-episode series. But I still want it to remain a Daredevil series, and I really hope they do stick to their guns on that, because what they did well in Series 1 is giving Kingpin a backstory and Daredevil, and having it where their pasts are so very similar but with a few key differences, which is why they've gone in completely different paths. And I love heroes and villains that are so tightly knit together. Best example is Batman and the Joker. The whole Dark Knight and the themes that they're exploring in that, and the themes from that look like they're going to be explored in this, where it's, did Daredevil actually make the Punisher and bring characters like that more into the open now that Daredevil's a prominent figure in Hell's Kitchen? That was sort of explored in Dark Knight with, did Batman create the Joker and Two-Face and people like this? So I love that theme. I think that's a fascinating theme. I think that's going to work well. It was nice to get the One Bad Day drop in there as well from the Punisher. And I'm blanking on his name. I think it's John Bernthal plays the Punisher. He played Shane in Walking Dead. He was in Wolf of Wall Street as well. I know a lot of people were complaining about his casting because I know that Tom Hardy spoke out saying that he would have liked the role. I think John Bernthal is going to be fantastic in this role, and this trailer just basically shows it. He's got an intensity to the character of the Punisher, which is obviously needed. And there's already talks that they want to give him his own TV show, so it shows that they've got a lot of faith in the character. But as I said, my one concern from this series is that I don't want the character of the Punisher to detract too much from the character of Daredevil or Matt Murdock. I want him to still be the focus. I want the story to be about him and dealing with that. The Elektra drop at the end was cool. She was referenced briefly in Series 1 where they mentioned the Greek girl, and now we're actually going to see her in force. Hopefully they give her the classic costume with like the red sort of material and everything like that with the two daggers. That would be really cool if they get to that. Although they'll probably want to set that up for Series 3, which I hope they bring Bullseye into it, because they can do the whole storyline with Daredevil, Elektra and Bullseye, which is sort of what the original film from 2003 did, but I think that this series could definitely expand upon that more. What else can I talk about this one? The suit. It looks like he's got a different suit in this one compared to what he had at the end. The only problem I had with the original series of Daredevil was that I thought that the costume he gets in at the end looked a bit crappy, in all honesty. I loved the one that Ben Affleck was in. It was sort of the red biker leather one, and the mask looked accurate. The character looked like Daredevil. They tended to go with a more realistic sort of depiction of what a costume might look like if someone created it, with the Kevlar and the body armor, again like the Dark Knight did with that Batman costume. But I don't know if it's the way that sort of Charlie Cox fitted the suit, but it just looked really weird, especially the mask. The helmet looked really sort of just, it didn't look right. And it still sort of has that trouble here, but it looks like he goes through two costumes in this, because you can see it's almost like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman costume from Batman Returns, how you've got the stitching in it and it's visible. So maybe his suit gets wrecked at some point in the series early on, and then he sort of like patches it together as best as he can, and he'll get a new suit later on towards the end of the series, which will look a bit more cinematic and visually engaging. I'm not sure, so I've got a lot of questions about this series. I can't wait till this comes out. The first series was an absolute masterpiece, and for the longest time I'm thinking now it is probably my favourite TV series of all time in terms of how it writes character. Anyway, I'm rambling. I've gone way over 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut this one short. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Daredevil already, go and check it out. I know it's not movie related, but I love the character of Daredevil so much that I wanted to talk about it and share it on the channel now. So be sure to comment and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Daredevil Series 1 and obviously the trailer for this one. Are you excited to see The Punisher? Do you think that John Bernthal's a good choice? Just anything you like, just comment below and let's get a conversation going about it. In terms of what's coming up on the channel, we're going to be bringing you a few more movie reviews this week. We've got Spotlight, Trumbo, Bridge of Spies and Room to get through as the main reviews that we're going to be posting up on the channel. And then we'll be doing a live stream for the Oscars on the night of the Oscars, which will be the 28th, sort of going into the 29th if you're in the UK. So spread the word on that with like a big crowd for it. We're going to have games, we're going to be talking movies. It's just going to be a fun, chilled out atmosphere. And we'll see how we do competitively on our predictions and see who gets closest to full marks on that. So be sure to subscribe, and whatever the next video is, I will see you next time. So thanks for watching.